At the end of 2019, we gave you 31 creative presentation ideas. Are you ready for 33 more? Just when you think you're all out of ideas for your next presentation, we're back. Hello world, Mike Ploger here with Visme, and it's time once again to deliver more ideas that are guaranteed to help you with your next presentation. In December of 2019, we came to you with 31 ideas for powerful, effective presentations. What do you say we discuss 33 more? Shall we? Number 1, go neon. Add some bright popping colors to your designs. The trick though is to not overdo it. A fully immersed design covered in neon colors will be overwhelming for a viewer, so rather than make your neon color your main entree, keep it as that side dish that everyone loves. Contrast should be sharp, like we see here in this Mountain Dew graphic. Nearly all presentation slides are horizontal. There's no problem with that, but why not break away from the norm and create vertical designs? This is already the trend for social media posts, and it can be incorporated in other mediums as well. Get ahead of the curve and start making vertical graphics before everyone else does to really set yourself apart. Using duotones is another handy tip that may even make your design process a little bit easier. This slide deck here is an excellent example. Duotone sort of means two colors, but not entirely. Yes, you want to use contrasting colors, but you can use different shades of those two tones. Gradients and blur will help you achieve that. In other words, it doesn't have to be this exact red and this exact blue throughout the entire image. Adjust the brightness or fade in various spots to really customize your duotones. Tip number 4, add a full screen video as your background. It shouldn't be too distracting, and the key word is background. If you need to fade it or add a color overlay, do that. If the video you use is too distracting, off-brand, or misses the message, well, you're not doing it right. If you're selling basketball shoes, some light B-roll in the background would work. How about office atmosphere? Video of coworkers hard at work or assisting one another could be a great backdrop under text reassuring policies. Someone may have told you, don't make it about yourself at some point in your life. But with presentations, sometimes a personal story is the best thing to help an audience understand the bigger picture. By telling an honest story from your past, your audience will sympathize with you and connect more with your message. Stories can be dark, humorous, emotional, whatever you feel is best. Colin Stokes discussed his life with his children and how the movies they watched together may have influenced their lives later on. He doesn't just focus on the story, he flows into his main points, helping people bring it all together. A strong opening graphic for your presentation is a must. And if you're low on visuals, don't worry. You can create one with just text. This is where thick and bold fonts come into play. Keep the title short and sweet, but big. Take up the entire page. Even if you have other information to include, I still recommend making your title thick and bold. Use fonts that are easy to read with minimal decorations, like we see here in this design. Our 7th tip is to venture into using nature elements in your designs. Of course, this works with any environmental or outdoor related presentation topic, but it can also be used in home decor and other ideas. Think of wedding invitations and how the use of floral decor has taken over save the dates. You can use leaves as background, professional photography of the forest, or even go with a simple forest green color like we have here in our example. Play around with it and see if it works with your topic. A common mistake in presentations with multiple slides is every slide just pops up on the page. Maybe if the creator was a bit more creative, they used a slide transition, moving the old slide to the left, sliding in from the right. That's cool and all, but you can do better. Pathway transitions allow you to create a scene. What's coming next? Where's this presentation going? With these, all your slides should flow together. It's as if you took them all out of your computer and laid them out. Would they all still be static images, or would there be a determined path to go on? If you do it correctly, it's a surefire way to help keep an audience engaged. 4 of the most famous words in storytelling: once upon a time. Seriously, it's like our brains are programmed to immediately tune in when we hear those words. I might hear someone from across a restaurant mention those words, and my curiosity goes through the roof. Start your presentation the same way. You can even create a graphic similar to this one. It's an attention grabber sure to intrigue an audience. While once upon a time may catch our ears, billboards catch our eyes. Creating slides that look like billboards is something that you want to consider. Big pictures, big fonts. To keep it consistent, do your best to maintain a visual theme. Same fonts and colors for various slides. The best times for this? Use it if you're campaigning and promoting yourself for something, or if you're promoting a product. It's sure to be memorable. Another theme idea would be using graffiti photography. These are a little bit more edgy and free-spirited, but maybe that fits in with your presentation topic. There are handfuls of graffiti fonts you can use, and if you're looking for graffiti images, like in our example here, try unsplash.com. There you'll find thousands upon thousands of images you can use with more graffiti photos than you could ever imagine. And to make your life even easier, Unsplash's entire stock photo library is available right inside of Visme, so you can quickly search for graffiti photos, then drag them right into your presentation slides. One super creative way to leave a lasting impression on your audience is with a stop motion presentation. What is this exactly? Well, essentially it's a series of images with extremely slight movements in between, creating movement when put together into a video. You might be thinking, my goodness, that's a lot of time, and yes, you're right, but that can only mean a bigger reward when your audience loves it. You can create movement for characters or objects, or even for titles. It's much more simple and won't require stop motion for an entire presentation. If you're a teacher, spell out a course name with classroom objects. That's just one idea, and there's many, many more out there. Claymation is a form of stop motion that became very popular with Christmas movies years ago. Think of the original Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movie, or Jack Frost, or maybe Santa's Coming to Town. Rather than using established objects, claymation takes your own clay designs and creates motion. Again, yes, it's time consuming, but my guess is you've never seen someone create their own claymation before, so why not let that first person be you? Alright, back to the simple stuff. Our 14th tip is to try handwriting fonts. An individual's handwriting is one of the most unique traits about them. Some are clean, some are sloppy, like mine. Others are fine print, while others may be large. There's so many handwriting fonts you can find on the internet now that will bring a personality to your presentations. Just make sure the style matches your topic and theme. For some inspiration, try creativeblock.com. That's with a Q. Another background to consider is the geometric background. These are backgrounds consisting of countless polygon shapes of all different sizes, sides, and colors. It can be tiled like this, or you can get creative and create a composition with shapes thrown all over the place. Just match the colors with your theme and you're all set. Tip number 16, add some polka dots. This could help bring texture into your background. You can add tiny little polka dots in a pattern, or go big with different sized polka dots scattered throughout the image. You can really play around with it to determine what you like best. Maybe it's just a decorative section off to the side, or maybe it's your main theme. It's totally up to you. Some of the most successful ads we see use visual metaphors. Connotations come to life when this happens. It's the globe on top of an ice cream cone, or an airplane shadow underneath Legos. Let your mind and your creativity wander. I encourage you to watch James Geary's TED Talk on metaphorical thinking. Added meaning can be brought into your design if you do this well. Going back to some styles you can use, how about comic book style? Comic books have inspired people for decades and can be so fun for really all viewers. Start your presentation with what would be the cover page of your comic book, then introduce characters and speech or thought bubbles. Besides, who hasn't wanted to cartoonize themselves before? If you're not a master editor, hire a professional to do the hard work for you. You'll just want to build the story out for them ahead of time, which should at least be fun. Another way to capture and maybe even hypnotize your audience is with cinemagraphs. These are essentially still photos with one section of the image acting as a GIF, kind of like this. Audience will be captivated by the motion, just as I was with this example next to me, as I watched the spoon go through the coffee probably 20 times when I first saw it. Provide images like these as you push your main message. For those of you who have complicated concepts, use a thinking map. Bubble maps, tree maps, flow maps, these are 3 of several different types of thinking maps that you can use. They allow you to creatively input your information and break it down so it's easier for a viewer to understand. We even wrote an article in Visme's Visual Learning Center on 15 of the best thinking maps that you can use right now. Now, why have maps in a presentation if you can have interactive maps? Interactive maps will keep viewers intrigued as you highlight different sections. Static maps may be viewed for about 10 seconds or so before eyes start to wander. With interactive maps, as you scroll over, let's say, a state in our example, you'll get information immediately. Scroll to another state and you get a different set of statistics. You can have colors change and zoom in or out, or add diagrams and so much more. Not sure how to build this? Well, Visme has your back. All you need is a Google Sheet and a Visme built diagram, and your information will be automatically synced. Tip number 22, create a complete presentation with slides that grow. Here, each slide adds another piece to the puzzle. You need slide 1 to get to slide 2, and then slide 3, and so on. With these, you'll want to build backwards. Start with the completed puzzle, duplicate it as many times as you have steps, and then take away one element for each slide and repeat that step until you're at the beginning. This helps maintain a viewer's attention as they wonder, what's coming next? For presentations on literature, family history, travel, or culture, try turning your presentation into a virtual postcard. The front of the postcard can be a picture or headline, while the back is filled with the relevant information. Place a custom stamp, perhaps of your logo, in the corner for added effect. With the digital generation has come the hashtag. No longer just a dial for the phone, the hashtag signifies trends and brings ideas together. As we see them often on social media and even in the spoken word nowadays, incorporate a hashtag into your title. It could be perfect for presentation on digital content, social media, trends, blogs, and so much more. If your audience fits the digital age, I'd argue there's no better title than a hashtagged one. Let's say you have a black background. If this is the case, all colored elements will naturally look brighter. If it was a bright background, it'd be the opposite. In design, it's important to use color accents exactly like we see in our example. Brighter neon or pastel colors will work the best, and for your text, use white. It'll come to the forefront of the page. Polka dots was a design theme we discussed just a minute ago, and another idea is stripes. Just like with polka dots, they can take up the entire image or just play as a background in a small section. Stripes can be any color, size, or direction, and if solid lines aren't your thing, create stripes by placing fitting icons lined up in rows. Just another simple idea to bring some flavor into your presentation. Let's get back to social media. You can make presentations look like individual posts. Take screenshots of useful posts and edit them to fit into your presentations. Instagram is perhaps the most recognizable and most used, and this example here used an Instagram post outline for the title, about as effective as it gets for a presentation on social media. Tip 28, the ink and water effect. It's one of the more underrated, visually stunning effects that you can create. These make for beautiful backgrounds, and you don't have to get the ink and take the pictures yourself. Search the web and you'll find thousands of images that you can use, or you can even buy animated versions from stock videos. Presentations are like stories, or at least they should be. You should be taking an audience on a journey. Therefore, consider storytelling techniques. Is there a hero and a villain that you can use? Can you add the element of surprise? Maybe there's a conflict or the audience can relate to you in some way. Consider these things and turn your presentation into a story to effectively inform, persuade, or just to entertain your viewers. Tip number 30, build a puzzle within your presentation. Maybe you have several pieces that need to come together to form success or whatever your goal may be. If so, turn whatever those necessities are into labeled puzzle pieces. Throughout the presentation, build the completed puzzle, helping your audience understand what needs to happen in order to achieve what you're asking. If your audience is made up mostly of women, or you're marketing toward women specifically, you can make your presentation more feminine. This means lighter and softer colors, subtle shapes, and a general airy feeling to the composition. I may not have mastered it yet, but this designer sure has, so follow their example. If you're discussing the future, use futuristic elements in your presentation. This could be flying cars, the most advanced technology, or architecture beyond our wildest dreams. You can find fonts that match this style, and I recommend using metallic colors. Whatever you feel the future looks like, portray it in your presentation. And our final tip for part 2, rather than throwing up text for your viewers to read, communicate with images. Throw up a picture alone, maybe with a short title for each slide. Perhaps this will require more preparation on your part to ensure you're not relying on your slides' content, but captivating images can say a lot more than you think. Images can help express your views, tell a story, and emphasize your message. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all the ideas that we have for now. Thank you so much for watching part 2 of our creative presentation ideas. Hopefully you learned a thing or two while watching, and if you did, please give us a like down below so we can continue to bring you more. Of course, don't forget to stop by our website to create your next presentation. If you haven't already before, I guarantee you'll be surprised with just how easy presentation building can be. Head to visme.com right now to get started. Thanks again and good luck. We'll see you back here next time with Visme. I'm Mike Ploger, helping you make information beautiful.